From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting. Originating from the County Administrative Center, located at 1115 Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield, California. Grounded in ideas, energy, and innovation, Kern County's vision is to be a driving force for the world's fifth largest economy. And our mission is to exceed expectations of the communities we serve, changing the way they feel about government, those who manage it, and the services it provides. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
So let me call to order the afternoon 2 p.m. session of the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors, being Tuesday, December 17th. And the first item is roll call.
Supervisor Peters.
Here.
Supervisor Parlier.
Here.
Supervisor Flores.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here.
Thank you. The next item is a report on actions taken in closed session.
Good afternoon, Chairman, board members. This morning in closed session, you met on items 28 through 34, and there is no reportable action.
Thank you for that. Next is the consent agenda. All items listed with a C or a CA above the item number are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. We have three different agendas this afternoon: the Board of Supervisors agenda, the Kern Sanitation Authority, and the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District. We can act on the consent agenda all in one motion. Is there anyone here? First of all, let me tell you what's on the consent agenda. For the Board of Supervisors, the consent agenda, which we'll be acting on first, starts on page 3, consists of all the items there, 6 through 10. On to page 4, all the items 11 through 16. There is a correction to the recommended action on item 15, and it should read, approve, authorize Director of Public Works to sign and submit claims. That's the new recommended action. Page 5, it is all the items 17 through 22. Page 6, it's items 23 and then 25 through 29, but I understand Supervisor Parlier, new guy's making waves today. He wants to pull item 28 off for separate consideration, so we'll handle that separately. On to page 7, all the items 30 through 37. And on to page 8, all the items 38 through 43. So is there anyone here that would like to make a comment or ask a question about any of the items? Mr. Freeland, you are up. Good to see you, sir. How are you?
Very good, thank you. My name is Dave Freeland, F-R-E-E-L-A-N-D, Freeland. I'm here on behalf of the Maloof family. Prior to 2019, we had no dog park in the Kern River Valley, and so a lady by the name of Kathy Maloof wanted one, and she pretty much single-handedly raised the money, worked with the county, got contractors to provide free gratis, and the dog park was built and dedicated on 2019. So I asked her one time, jokingly, how about we name this dog park after you? And she's very humble. She stared me down and says, no. But jokingly says, you can name it after my black lab, Murphy. So I waited on that, and so I snuck a letter into to Jeff and said, can we name this after Dog Park Murphy without her knowing it? Unfortunately, about a week later, she succumbed, Kathy did, with cancer. So there was no surprise, obviously. So anyway, we went forward with it, and I know Kathy is upstairs smiling and very pleased, and so on behalf of their family, thank you for approving that agenda item.
That's item number 26.
Yes, yes.
Murphy's Dog Park.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. You too, David. Good to see you.
Thank you.
You bet. Any other comments or questions on the consent agenda items? Seeing none, I return it to the board for a motion on the consent agenda and to adjourn as the Board of Supervisors and reconvene as the Kern Sanitation Authority.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Who was our second, by the way?
The second was Supervisor Flores.
Oh, okay.
I heard that.
Okay. So that takes us back to the top of page 2. We're now sitting as the Kern Sanitation Authority. There's one item under that agenda. It's item C1. Is there anyone here that would like to make any comment on the consent agenda for the Kern Sanitation Authority? Seeing none, I'll return to the board for motion on the consent agenda and to adjourn as the Kern Sanitation Authority and reconvene as the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District.
So moved. Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. We're now sitting as the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District. There's 2 items there. They're items 2 and 3 on page 2 of the afternoon agenda. Is there anyone here that would like to make a comment on any of those consent agenda items? Seeing none, I ask for a motion on that and to adjourn as the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District and reconvene as the Board of Supervisors.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Excuse me. The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. That takes us to item 4, which is public presentations. Is there anyone here who would like to make a presentation or make a comment on any item that's not on the agenda but it's under the jurisdiction of the board? Seeing none, I'll go to board member announcements and reports. I have something to report. Our dog this morning, Davis, was adopted out. Yep, already. So. So that's good news. And that's the end of item 5. That takes us over to item 24, which is report on park construction. We'll get to 28 after that. This is a report on park construction projects, various projects, really all projects across the county. So I'll turn it over to our General Services Division of the County Administrative Office. Mr. Hill.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. This letter is just to update your board on the status of parks construction projects throughout the county, and that's in all 5 districts. We bring up projects periodically when we are bringing them to bid, and you're reported on those, but I wanted to do an annual sort of wrap-up of all of the projects that we've got going on. So I'm going to hit these pretty fast. I've got, I think, 39 separate projects to review, so it'll be very, I'll make it as quick as I can. With over $83 million in parks investments, and that are just parks. The General Services has over $350 million worth of projects, but 83 in parks alone. This has been budgeted in recent fiscal years, and your county administrative office General Services Division has been diligently working to plan, design, and construct over 40 park projects. And I wanted to take this opportunity, just before I kind of go into the details, to recognize the construction services manager, Michelle Burns-Lusich, and our parks manager, these are they're the executives over parks and facilities and construction, and Isaac Preston, if you two would mind standing up. Those are the leaders that Michelle has done a great job in getting these projects off of square one and into construction, completion, and design. That's Michelle, and Isaac is in charge of all of our, and then all the rest of that is the construction services team, as well as Matt and Steve, who are both the managers over parks and facilities.
So everybody back there right now is your parks team, essentially.
Yeah, we have a lot more parks folks, but those are the 2 managers for
Construction.
parks, as most of that is construction.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Been busy, but
So-
we appreciate you.
I appreciate all of their work. It's been a heavy lift, but with Michelle and Isaac's leadership, this thing is really got good momentum and will stay moving with momentum through to completion. So some significant features of all of these projects include precast concrete restroom buildings, inclusive play structures, skate parks, splash pads, various sporting fields, accessible walkways, and parking to all new features. ADA access is a big problem in a lot of places, but with every one of these projects, we're solving that in our parks. With the completion of these projects, the county will offer enhanced recreational spaces to encourage increases in the mental and physical health of Kern County communities. So just really briefly, you guys have got copies of all of these in front of you. Kern River Campground funding is $2 million of general fund project, and this is a precast concrete restroom and shower building, accessible parking and path of travel. That project is complete. That project is in District 3, Supervisor Flores's area. Jim Williford Park, Supervisor Parlier, this is a recent project that was completed where we did the concrete pool decking, replastered the existing pools. There's 2 pools out there, remodeled the restrooms, showers, and office, put in shade canopies and accessible walkways. Again, this project is complete. And we have got tremendous response from the community for that facility, especially, as you can imagine, during the summertime. Panorama Park, District 3, again, this is a play area, 2 to 12, modeled for 2 to 12 ages of play, poured-in-place public safety surfacing, accessible parking and path of travel, benches, and we included 3 solar streetlights. We're going to a lot of the solar, trying to go to the solar streetlights as much as we can because there's nothing to steal. There's no conductors to steal, so they're more immune to vandalism. Bell Terrace Park, District 5, great job. This was done with community development block grant funding, so Lorelei behind me here, her team helped with that, as well as there was money put in by the city of Bakersfield and I think the school district for portions of this project. That includes play equipment, pour-in-place surfacing, accessible parking paths of travel, basketball courts, and shaded benches. And I got some feedback last week that somebody would like the teeter-totter to be longer, so we're going to be looking into that. We'll see if we can do it.
Supervisor Perez?
Let me tell you, we're in a new era in Kern County. I went out to the career day at MLK Park, which is right across the street from Bell Terrace, and has been largely the impetus behind so much work that's there. And we do this career day, so I see dozens of students there from 3rd to the 6th grade. And I was just stunned at how many of them came up to me and said, we understand that you did the park over there. The seesaw is too small. The lighting we need more lighting. I mean, there was probably a couple dozen kids who literally begged for a bigger seesaw. They think, we love the park, it's wonderful, but we think you can make that change. And I thought that was really something, that idea had even formed in their mind and that they took action on it, like a little delegation. Of K through 6. I'm serious. Couch was incredible. And so anyway, about that seesaw. Thank you, Hill.
Future lobbyists.
Yeah, I mean, David, it was impressive. I was really impressed. And want something that's good for the whole community, something that's good for everyone. Anyway, I tip my hat to you, Jeff.
Thank you, and I'm going to temper this by saying that fall heights are a concern in park facilities, and so a longer teeter-totter means a higher fall. So we're going to look at this with safety in mind.
Serious policy consideration.
Serious policy consideration. There you go. And that, again, all of these projects that I've been talking about are projects that are complete and really completed in this first flight. Casaloma Park, another great park project in District 5. $2.1 million of ARPA funding and some general fund went to fund this project. That is a age 2 to 12 play area. Really 2 distinct sort of play structures, one for 2 to 5 and 5 to 12. Pour-in-place safety surfacing, a brand new precast concrete restroom, soccer field turf and goals, and lighting for the soccer field and the ball courts. Again, that project is complete and getting actively used. Fraser Martin Park, Supervisor Parlier, this is in your area. This is $300,000 completed project. Ages 2 to 5 play equipment, pour-in-place safety surfacing, and engineered wood fiber. So we didn't go all of the surface as the resilient surface. The engineered wood fiber is ADA compliant, and it because of budget constraints, we did not do the entire area in the play surfacing. And this is fine as well. Boron Park, again, Supervisor Parlier, this is a project that was completed in your district, and it is renewable energy. So this is the some of the RenewBiz money that was identified prior and funded the project. $841,000. This is a new concrete skate park, along with the necessary and adjacent irrigation modifications. And if anybody has any questions and wants to interrupt me, I'm happy to do that, or we can just plow through it. There'll be time for questions at the end. Roseman Park, Supervisor Parlier, this is another Renew Biz project. 1.15 million, new concrete skate park, accessible walkways and parking, irrigation modifications, and each one of these, along with the one in Kern River Valley, which we opened earlier this year, are all designed by skate park folks, people who specialize in designing skate parks, and so we're really getting a good response from the communities about those. The George and Darlene Randall Skate Park, it's a good segue into the project there for you, Supervisor Peters. We had a great event tied with, I think, Blue Zone and some other efforts in Kern River Valley. Had a really big grand opening for that. It was a lot of fun. Again, accessible parking and walkways, as well as new concrete skate park. Great project. And George and Darlene Randall were really the ones that spearheaded the effort, multi-year, many years, to get this thing to fruition. And it was a commitment by the CAO to fund it, and they were able to use CDBG money as well as general fund, and I think about $70,000 or $80,000 of community raised money, which is a chunk of change. Virginia Park, I'm sorry I don't have something better for this, but this was really a small project, but it was significant in that it was an urban greening grant. This was planting of 26 trees and installed bubbler irrigation, so low water irrigation adjacent to Virginia Park. Another project that's complete, and that's in District 5. Lost Hills Park. We were kind of a funnel or pass-through on this project. It's actually was initially funded by a Clean California grant that was applied for by the county, but the project really was administered by the wonderful company. Another great community project in Lost Hills. Again, 2 to 12 play equipment, pour-in-place safety surfacing, inclusive swings. They really focused on inclusivity in terms of children with autism, other mobility issues, a wide range of accessibility concerns. So this was really one of 3 projects in the state of California that was as inclusive as it was designed. Again, exercise equipment, shade canopies, benches, and accessible walkways. Ufert Park, or what people mostly know it by as Tank Park up in Kern River Valley. This was funding for the FEMA-funded project to rebuild that riverbed and the adjacent park that was significantly damaged, almost $1 million worth of damage to that park coming out of the floods of 2023, early 2023. We had to reinforce the rock slope and protected it along the creek beds. We had to replace the pour-in-place safety surfacing in the horseshoe pit area, park turf and pea gravel at the tank monument. All of those were destroyed, and the project was funded by FEMA. Again, another project that's complete, and that was in District 1 for Supervisor Peters. Heritage Park, another great project in District 5, $4.2 million Clean California grant. A big project, precast concrete, restroom, accessible walkways, lighting, shaded picnic areas, renovated the soccer field, built kind of an amphitheater deck with ADA walkways all the way from the parking all the way to it. Shaded play equipment, pour-in-place safety surfacing, a mural wall, all of that in that Clean California grant. That project is complete. So those are the projects that are completed. Now we're going to move on to the projects that are under construction. So these are actively under construction right now. Mojave East Park, again, this is a District 2 park that includes, this is again, Clean California grant, precast concrete restrooms, new paved parking lot, lighted walkways, exercise equipment, group picnic pavilion, soccer field, and a renovated soccer field. That project is scheduled to complete, in fact, for the most part, is done right now. There is some work that General Services is performing, installing some sod in some of the ball field areas. That will happen in January. But for the most part, this funded, grant-funded project will be complete by the end of the calendar year. So we're really happy about that.
Have you had a ribbon cutting yet?
Say again?
Have you had a ribbon cutting yet for it?
No.
Perfect.
We have had ribbon cuttings on some of these projects. We're happy to talk with the CAO and have the CAO help schedule whatever ribbon cutting. We do groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings according to what the supervisors want.
Well, great. I think it's highly important to this community, and I'd love to participate in something like that if it can be arranged. Thank you so much.
We build them. We usually don't plan the parties, but we're there to help you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Okay. Fellows Park. Wow. I think, I don't know if Fellows Park, David, is District 4, if it's,
I believe so.
is it District 4? Yeah, I apologize for that. I don't have it in my notes. I try to remember them all. Fellows Park, ARPA funded for $854,000. Again, age 2 to 12 play equipment, pour and play safety surfacing, accessible parking, and a significant new water line. When we first started this project, we realized that we were going to build improvements in a park that didn't have water for irrigation. So thousands of feet of water line, we had to bring water into this from the utility company. So that project is due to complete in February, late February. It might bleed into March for that project. Ford City Park. Again, Supervisor Parlier, American Rescue Plan Act money and Measure K money went for this, $2.3 million. This is a new splash pad. The electrical panel was significantly damaged by vandalism, and we have to replace the entire electrical system for that park. Water storage tank to capture water for irrigation. So we're going to use the water that comes out of the splash pad, store it, and then use it for irrigation. So we're not wasting water. Remodeling the restrooms to meet ADA requirements, and again, accessible parking and walkways. That project is due to complete, and I'm going to be a little more vague on this one, in the third quarter. Electrical components are really hard to come by these days, and we're seeing lots of long lead items, and that's one of them. So that will be completed sometime in the third quarter of the third quarter of the calendar year, not the fiscal. Virginia Park, $1.032 million ARPA funding. This is precast concrete restroom, 5 to 12 play equipment, pour and play safety surfacing, parking, and new water line and a water meter for that project as well. That is scheduled to be complete in April of 2025. Again, that's District 5. Potomac Park, this is a statewide park grant program, $1 million for the, this project is in 2 phases. This is the play equipment, pour and play safety surfacing, and accessible parking. That is currently under construction. Phase 2 is not in construction yet, and I'll get to that in a minute. La Colonia Park in District 4, we have two brand-new parks coming out of the ground. One is La Colonia, the other is Fuller Acres. La Colonia Park is funded by American Rescue Plan Act money of just over $1 million. This will be a basketball court, play equipment, pour-in-place safety surfacing, solar lights, picnic tables, benches, all necessary irrigation and trees. And we are working with the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District to install an air meter, monitoring device. And I think they actually pay us a little money for that as well. So that's under construction. Again, brand new park. Prior to that, the last new park that we built was Petroglyph Park up in District 2, or District 1, sorry about that. So that's a great project here. Now we're on to Fuller Acres. $1.2 million American Rescue Plan Act and Measure K money, play equipment, safety surfacing, exercise equipment, solar lights, shade canopies, picnic tables, and benches. That project, Fuller Acres, La Colonia and Fuller Acres are due to be complete in July of this next year. Roseman Park, District 2 again, brand new restroom, $862,000 of precast concrete restroom. I think the necessary ADA is included in that as well. Roseman is due to complete in July of 2025 as well. BV upgrades, $2.4 million for two precast concrete restrooms and shower buildings. So these are combination. This is adjacent to, it's for use for anybody, but within the camping area. Accessible walkways and parking, landscaping and irrigation modifications. Again, that project is under construction at Buena Vista, and that is scheduled to be complete in April of this year. And BV is District 2. Stramler Park, I believe that is District 3. ARPA funded $2.3 million. Retractable shade canopies over the existing picnic areas, so it's that entire area. Activity courts including bocce ball, cornhole, volleyball, and a multi-use basketball half court. I think that's going to be painted over with striping for pickleball as well. I could be wrong, but I think so. BMX track lighting and accessible walkways and parking, that is under construction now. And that is scheduled to complete in August of this next year. Buena Vista boat launch area, we had significant deterioration of the boat launch ramp. And we have a boating and waterways grant, again, not general fund money, to repair that that ramp. What you see in this picture is interesting. They're building the concrete ramps and then placing them. They're not dewatering and pouring the concrete ramps in place. They're pouring them outside of the water and then placing them down in. So it's a more efficient and a cheaper way of doing it. So pretty excited to get that boat launch open. Again, District 2, Buena Vista.
Here's a geeky question for you. How big are those panels that they have to truck them in?
I'm going to guess 30 by 30, maybe 30 by 40 is what it looks like.
And they're on end, obviously, when they bring them in, they're standing straight up and down, right?
No, these are laying down. They cast them flat and then pick them up and put them in place.
And they're that wide?
Huh?
And they're that wide on a truck bringing them in?
Oh, no, they're cast on site.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah. So it's about like a tilt-up building. That's
Okay.
And what's the ETA on that, Jeffrey?
Excuse me?
Is it before summer?
that completion, Buena Vista boat launch repair, is February this year, of the coming year. Yep, sorry I didn't get to that. Precast concrete boat ramp, boarding floats, ADA upgrades, the restroom, and the fish cleaning station. And then accessible parking and path of travel. Samlin Ballpark, this is a project that's really been needed for a long time, and we've got $2.5 million of ARPA money dedicated for it. It is under construction. This is, again, in District 3. Repave and stripe the parking lot. That has been completed, actually. We're installing the sunscreen extension, which has been a historic problem with that ball field for a long time. So we're helping to solve that problem so the late afternoon sun doesn't shine in the batter's eyes, which I imagine is an important thing. So updates the concession stand, locker room, restroom, lower grandstand, and press box. Again, all under construction and scheduled to be complete in June of this year, of the coming year. Riverside Park, this is District 1, $2.2 million of FEMA agency money. The scope is the basketball court, play equipment, exercise equipment, park turf, irrigation system, accessible walkways and parking, benches, tables, and barbecues. That park was completely inundated by about 8 feet of water during the high water event. There's 2 projects in Riverside Park. There's this park rebuild, and then there's the embankment repair, which I'll get to in just a minute. Both are FEMA funded. Delano Park is $1 million. If I can go back to that one. Riverside Park is scheduled to be complete in January, at the end of January this coming year. Delano Park is $1 million of ARPA money, rehabbing the basketball field, including new chain link, clay infield, bases, the scoreboard, and the backstop. And we're updating a playground. Help, there we go. We're updating a playground in the park as well, including safety surfacing and shade. That will be complete in February of this year. Camp Okeechee, for a long time, Camp Okeechee has laid pretty well dormant. We have a great operator in there, the White Wolf Wellness Foundation, and they've been very patient with us while we get this project funded and completed. And there hasn't been water to that building or to that facility in about 10 years before it came to GS. This is an ARPA project, $2 million to bore under the Kern River and access a meter on the southern side of the river and bring the water over to the north, and then provide domestic water, which will really enhance the use and usability of the park, of the area. It's Camp Okeechee is the name of it. Really excited to be able to get that done. And that is scheduled to be complete in March of this year. We've been sitting on it for quite a while. Army Corps of Engineers and forget the other agency, flood control, required that we wait until November to begin the project, because that would be when the river was the lowest, and we want to bore under the river when there's not a lot of high flow. So there was a delay, but we're looking to be complete in March of this next year. Camp Condor is another camp. And I apologize. Camp Okeechee is in District 1. Camp Condor is in District 2. It's way down in the south part of Kern. It has been without water. The springs dried up many years ago for a long time, and we're now with ARPA money, $1.6 million of the ARPA money, we're reestablishing a drilled well to access water for that facility, as well as the adjacent, somebody's trying to tell me something there, as well as the adjacent school, who have to truck water in to maintain. So this well project includes new water well, including switch gears, chlorination and other equipment, chlorination system, 120-gallon storage tank, and portable potable water supply lines. That project is scheduled to be complete in June. Again, back to BV, for a long time, it's a $6 million ARPA project to rehab 6 wells and drill 2 replacement water wells. We have for a long time struggled to be able to maintain our obligation in that, in those 2 lakes to keep, with groundwater, to keep the water at the required level that we have committed to the Buena Vista Water Storage District and to the state of California. So this project significantly revamps all of the pumping systems that we have in place out there, or enough of them to be able to maintain our obligation to the state and to the Buena Vista Water Storage District. That project is scheduled to be complete at the end of next year, December. It's a multi-phase project. Leroy Jackson Park, District 1, $804,000 of American Rescue Plan Act money. This is a great little project to replace play equipment, pour and play safety surfacing, shade structures, walkways, and accessible walkways and parking. That project is due to be complete in February of this year. Bell Terrace Park, we've already done a couple of different projects, but we're doing separately was an ARPA-funded restroom, accessible walkways, and renovating the soccer field and replacing the goals at Bell Terrace Park in District 5. Looking forward to getting that complete in July of this year. Petroglyph Park, again, across the street from Leroy Jackson Park in District 1. This is $280,000 of ARPA funding for shade umbrellas over existing benches and over existing swing structures. So Ridgecrest shade structures are nice for the kids to have their, to be able to play without burning themselves. It's pretty warm out there. So those are the projects that are under construction. And guys, I've just got, I don't know, just a couple more minutes here. Hart Memorial Park Adventure Play Area. This is a $3 million per capita grant program funded project. This is in District 3 at Hart Park, and we expect that project to be complete by January of 2026. This is a precast concrete restroom, splash pad. The splash pad is really important at Hart Park because it gives the kids a safe place to be in the water, and our hope is that it keeps parents as well as children out of the river in Hart Park, and I think it's going to be a big safety amenity. So it's a safe place for people to get in the water and stay cool. The splash pad equipment also doubles as just regular activity equipment as well. We've got pour and play safety surfacing, accessible parking, and walkways for that project. That project is bidding, but is due to complete in January of 2026. Lamont Park, another massive project. This is a $10 million park, completely redoing the entire park, really stem to stern. This is grant funded and general fund. Precast concrete restrooms, a recreational center, skate park, splash pad, sports fields and courts, outdoor pavilion, shaded picnic areas, walkways and parking. And this project is currently bidding. And is expected to be complete of June of 26. As you can imagine, a $10 million project in an existing park is going to take quite a while to get done. And that is in District 4. In design is the Little League field lighting. We've got $350,000 of Measure K money that's being used for that project, and that's replacing the light fixtures with LED lamps on existing poles at the Little League at Metro, at Northwest Baseball. That project is due to be complete in June of this next year. $3 million, another Regional Parks Program grant, $3 million for Buena Vista in District 2. Multi-use path, splash pad, dog park, picnic pavilion, lake erosion control, very important at that lake, floating boat docks, and trees and irrigation. That project is scheduled to be complete in April of 2026. Then in design, Potomac Park Phase 2, $6 million. This was a late addition to our grant. The state of California had excess funds available, and they contacted us, and we were able to fund this project. Splash pad, precast concrete restrooms, soccer field with lights, basketball court, dog park, shaded picnic area, accessible walkways and parking, and this is in District 5. So another great project for our communities. And it's been a little traffic on the Hart Memorial Park project. This is a FEMA-funded project. This is to rebuild the embankment that was damaged by the high water events in 2023. This is all, there's 10 areas along the Kern River in Hart Park that were damaged, and we're working with FEMA as well as Ernst & Young to get approval for the project. Some of the areas are in question whether or not they're going to be funded by FEMA, but we're working with the CAO and with FEMA as well as Ernst & Young to get these projects approved by FEMA. This will be to reestablish the equestrian trails and some fencing repairs, as well as then the embankment repairs and erosion control with riprap. So it'll be hardened erosion control. Keep in mind, we don't have FEMA approval, but our expectation is that in December of next year, that project will be complete. Along with, and that is in District 3, along with Riverside Park, which is in District 1 in the Kern River Valley. This is the embankment repair adjacent to the park project that's underway. This is $4.2 million, FEMA funded, river embankment repairs and riprap erosion. Again, this entire park was under 8 feet of water, at least. Our expectation is that project is finally approved and then completed by December of next year. So I appreciate you guys going on that ride with me. It was a long way, but $83 million worth of work completed this year in design, under construction by this team, and I can be prouder of them all. They've all had their hands in many different parts of the projects, and we've got a huge cadre of architects and engineers and project managers that are helping us get to the finish line. So the recommendation is that your board receive and file this report, and I'm available for any questions if you have any.
So is it safe to say that this is unprecedented?
Yeah, I don't know that we've ever. About 18 years ago, there was a big push and a bunch of tot lots were built, but it was nowhere near this scope. I do want to get to this really quickly as well. Sure. 17 million completed, 18 million completed this year, 37 million under construction, 13 million in bidding, and $15 million in design. 41 projects, total of 83 million.
So I got some folks that want to talk to you. Supervisor Perez.
Thank you. Jeff, I really appreciate your responsiveness. I know it's your team and you, of course, at the helm, but such an incredible team. I got contacted by the school, MLK. It was after the after-school program. Person who said, hey, our kids are here till 6, and our parents, these lights are out, they're broken or whatever. And of course, I'm like, oh, more work to do. It just seems like that's all you get. But in reality, you sent your people out there, and it was that the timer was off on several of the lights. They fixed a problem immediately. Now, there's some other that need repair, and I'm really grateful that you're on that. But that was really an eye-opener for me, that communication system between the school, myself, and I could just text Jeff, and he said, oh, let me get right on that. And it happened so fast, it was shocking. I'd never seen government work so fast. So this was really a moment because it was really, Jeff, for me, very exciting that that could happen so quickly and that the school is really learning to understand, you know, their own ability to leverage changes and improvements to the built environment, and they're so obsessed with the safety of the kids. That was really a moment. I want to say thank you and your team for that. That made a huge impact. She contacted me the very next day and said, "Oh, this whole school is so grateful. They all noticed that it's changed." I mean, it's a big deal. These are big deals. This is a huge deal. It's the best of us. Jeff, great job. What a great way to end the year. Is a reminder of the deliverables for Kern County and to your team. Oh man, this is so exciting. So thank you.
Thank
You got it. Supervisor Peters?
Thank you, Chair. I just want to echo some of those comments and say thank you, Jeff and Michelle, Isaac, everybody in your department, everybody that's been working on these. This is hugely impactful to the communities up there. Ridgecrest, the city is getting ready to put a bunch of investment into their recreation. They're building a pool. They're investing in their parks. Camp Okeechee, wasn't really getting much use for a long time, and now we're investing in that, building it up, bringing new programs out there. Kern River Valley, they're super dependent on tourism. They need some recreational opportunities up there. Massively impacted by the flooding that we saw up there, and so this is all very timely and hugely appreciated by the community. So thank you guys very much.
Supervisor Parlier, you've had the most successful first day on record.
It's all downhill from here.
Well, thanks, Jeff. I just want to thank you. Looking at the preponderance of the projects, I mean, most of them fell out in District 2, and I don't know if that was just luck of the draw or just luck again. But I know it's so important to the communities of Taft and East Kern, where a lot of these projects are. And I just want to thank you and your team, ditto to the other comments that were made. And I appreciate the hard work of you and your staff.
Supervisor Flores?
Thank you, Chairman. Likewise, echo the sentiments of my colleagues. Mr. Hill and Park staff, I'm very grateful for all the work that's being done at Stramler, the BMX lighting project. Thank you to the CEO's office and to the Measure K committee. I'm very appreciative. Thank you for the work on erosion control. It means so much to safety there, and we'll just be patient and we'll work through the process with FEMA, and we will get there. For those that are monitoring that out in the public, and just Merry Christmas, and I challenge you to a bocce ball match.
Only if we can move to the tennis court after that.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to belabor it, but I recall, for the benefit of the public, we get updates monthly from your department, and sometimes you're there, sometimes you're not. But I remember not only you saying it, but your staff saying, "I don't know how we're going to finish all this. We have just an enormous amount of work," and I don't think I fully appreciated it until you just went through all of it. So it's kind of staggering, but I would venture to say, I don't know if there's another county, certainly not another one our size, that's doing that much work in their parks in 1 year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know, like I say, we have 2 words in the English language to try to convey our thanks and our gratitude, and all we got is thank you. But we really appreciate all the hard work. It's obvious that took an awful lot of work to get those things. I mean, my goodness, bid, opening, not to mention designed and whatever else, and funded and then constructed. So, I know you're the pretty face of the department. Congratulations. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you. Yeah, it took us 40 minutes just to talk about them. Imagine how long it takes to.
And you didn't really go in depth, really.
No,
right?
I didn't.
Yeah.
There was a lot more to talk about, but I appreciate that, and I know that your words are important to me as well as to the team. It is a lot of work, and it is process heavy. You mentioned lights being turned on quickly. Well, I didn't have to go through public contract code to get that, right? It was a phone call to an active team that's ready to go. So when we're not burdened by some of the regulation we have to abide by, we can usually react pretty quickly. So I appreciate the kind words from everybody, and more to come.
We need a motion to receive and file before we move on any further. Oh, and we need public comment. Probably not getting any criticism of this report, but don't see any, so let's go to the board for a motion to receive and file.
So moved.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks again. That takes us to item 28, which Supervisor Parlier asked for some separate consideration of. It's a proposed professional services agreement with, am I going to say this right, Vanier Construction Management for bridging, architectural, and construction management services for the Roseman Sheriff Substation project.
Thank you. Yes, it is Vanner. And Supervisor, Chairman Couch, members of the board. This project has been a long time coming. It is to build a substation in Roseman. We've had a difficult time over the years having a reliable place for the Sheriff's Department for the substation. Many years ago, when we built the fire station that this is adjacent to, we also acquired some land that was planned for this substation, and now we're able to move forward with it. And with the CAO's help, all along the way, we're incrementally getting closer to construction. This is a design-build project. We are doing more and more design-build for the brand-new ground-up projects that we're doing. This is the bridging architect contract, bridging and construction management firm. So this is the company that's going to work with the Sheriff's Department to get the specifications for what it is they exactly want, and we will generate an RFP for the design builder that will then eventually build the project. So this contract is for basically our design and construction management team. And Vanner has been a partner with us on several projects, most notably the PUF out at the Psychiatric Health Facility out off of 58. They're a great team member, and they were selected, and your board approved that the award and authorized the General Services Division to negotiate the contract. That contract is what you have in front of you today. So in June, we received the proposals. In October, we reported back that Vanner was a successful vendor. And again, you authorized us to negotiate the contract terms. And that is what's in front of you. This project will serve as an office location for the Roseman Sheriff Department staff and management as a substation. The project will be located in Roseman, adjacent to the existing fire station on property the county owns. The building design is a single-story, single-use office building comprised of public lobby, offices, open room with modular workstations, property storage room, and additional supporting rooms. The design will incorporate modern design concepts and equipment to provide connectivity to nature. In other words, it'll be natural light and window views, and drought-tolerant landscaping, which is important the more and more scarce water gets. It will provide a safe and secure environment for staff and the public. It's going to promote a residential ambiance utilizing wood frame construction, stucco exterior, similar to the adjacent fire station 15. The date of our target date for the design build RFP, in other words, between now and March of this year, Vanner Construction will be performing the bridging architect will generate the baseline specifications that become the basis of the RFP. That RFP will then go out to anybody who's interested in about an $8 million project. So that solicitation will go out in March. Our expectation is to execute the contract with the design builder in late August, early September. of next year, with construction starting January of 2026. So the design-build contractor will have about 6 months to get the project finally designed, through permitting, and ready for construction. And then our time is we have a construction period of about 1 year to get that complete. So by the end of 2026, that project should be completed and ready for use. That's really the contract with Vanner, again, a trusted partner, and recommended by the RFP committee. So therefore, it's recommended your board approve the proposed professional services agreement with Vanner Construction Management for bridging architectural services and construction management services for the Rosamond Sheriff Substation, an amount not to exceed $810,000, and authorize the chairman to sign. I'm available for any questions you may have.
Well, Jeff, this is so important to that community. When I was running for office, law enforcement needs was at the top of the list. I just thank you and your staff for getting this forward. 2026, you said the end of 2026, approximately?
December 2026.
Yeah, that's honestly sooner than I thought, so that's really good news, and I thank you so much. And great presentation. And make a motion to approve staff recommendation.
All those parks just wasn't enough for you, huh?
Need a substation too. It's better to be lucky than good.
So there's a motion to approve the staff's recommendation.
Second.
We need anybody here want to make a public comment about this particular item? Seeing none, we have a motion. Did you second, Supervisor Perez?
I tried.
Okay. Please cast your votes.
Okay. But since you made the motion, you are supportive. So I'm going to assist you in voting.
Generally supportive, yes.
Oh, no, it won't let me do it either.
Now it says yes is cast on my end.
Oh,
Did it go through?
no. And I need Supervisor Parlier to reconfirm your vote. Oh, Perez is good. Oh, there we are. All right, nobody touch anything.
Last vote of the year.
The motion is approved, all ayes.
Slid in sideways on that one. Okay, that takes us to the end of our afternoon agenda. I just need a motion to adjourn to January 6th, 2025 at 12 noon, where we will be selecting a new chairman.
So moved.
Without objection, we're adjourned. I have a comment to make before we leave. When you are the chairman, you get to spend a lot of time with the clerk of the board, the county council, and the CAO's office. And I just want to thank you guys for all your help this year. We had a year, and it's just been a pleasure to work with all three of you. So thank you very much. Merry Christmas to all of you here, and we will see you in 2025. Thank you.